Hello
We
and hello,
sorry.
and welcome to Tabletalkers, Planar Problem Session 2. Last time the Band of Iron uh, inducted a new member, Peon, who joined their band out of, well, a variety of interests, but mainly to leave a bigger mark on the world than he alone could. Gee. After greetings were had and a impromptu fight pit between Jodak and Vashnir established, everyone went to go get themselves taken care of, and Vashni received a letter from his father saying that there was someone affiliated with Attica at Rock Hollow that he wanted him to talk to, as they were discussing the use of a highly trained team for something, and his name came up. So,
Damn it.
at this time, I am going to take the camera and say that it is the next morning. What would you like to do?
Did I get these? It did say that it was just needed there, if I remember correctly.
Your presence is requested at Rock Hollow. There is an emissary from Attica that would basically have you guys perform a task.
May I disclose that information with the party?
Oh, great. Cleanup duty.
We've done it before.
Sounds like fun.
I want to go do it again. The last time we were summoned to Rock Hollow. We went to go start a war.
That's all
And
the
now
details I got.
it seems we're being summoned to finish one. Let's get it over with.
All right.
Okay, well, important part of this, you're not requesting the entire Band of Iron. You're specifically requesting, like, a squad. So how are you guys getting there?
Magic carpet.
Have Wyvern.
Wyverns are cooler.
We have magic carpet. We have a goddamn destroyer ship.
It may be wiser to leave the unit with that here, but that's up to you.
I was just naming the things we had to get
You
there.
have
I
various
vote.
methods of transportation.
I vote Wyvern and put Peon on the back of Vashnir's mount. Since just because Peon doesn't know how to fly a Wyvern yet.
Yet.
Yeah, well, we don't have time for that right now.
I know.
I don't think.
I can turn myself into an eagle and just fly with you guys.
That's wild
does
shape.
that-
It's only for X amount of time. These might be able to travel for longer distances through Providence of not having to stop, change back. That's the only thing.
Gotcha.
Wyverns might decide to try to eat you.
No. Wyverns are behaved enough. Enough.
Drop you.
Enough.
Okay.
They don't turn upside down and drop their cargo.
But didn't they do that to you
No, they did that to you.
and me?
They didn't drop me. I never fell.
We had some very different experiences riding Wyverns, apparently.
I hit the ground hard. You hit the ground hard in a different way.
So, regardless, you guys get your necessary supplies for a few days' journey, and then you go to the stables to go get your wyverns out. It's been a while. I don't know if you have any particular descriptors you want to say for your particular mounts as you go and grab them. But they are pretty uniformly wyverns with some degree of battle scar around them, blue in coloration, and, you know, the standard wyvern spiky affair.
Yeah. I want to make sure we stock up on plenty of goddamn poison before we leave.
Make sure you know that I'm.
Of the cold variant, of course.
So you guys all want to say you have like 5 vials apiece?
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's fine.
Completely paralyzed.
And I assume that goes for Peon too, just because.
If Peon wants to put it on a weapon, he can put it on a weapon. Absolutely, it's for Peon
Just
too.
have.
Or just have. It's great
I'll just
poison.
have some.
It's great poison.
Poison is working a little differently in this setting, just because I hate making saves. So one of them can give you damage numbers, but it'll effectively go off of on your hit. So like if you crit with it, it'll deal critical damage, but it will deal less damage than it would have otherwise if it had a save.
Cool.
You guys go to the mounts, or go to the stables. Get your mounts out of there. Get yourselves all saddled up. And you take flight, Peon. You are on Bashnir's Mount Barnabas, which is the smaller than a wyvern by a significant amount. Little two-headed dragon thing you saw last night. Just for the sake of it, Jodak and Tadori get to make animal handling checks. While someone cheers in the background.
Can't I use my wyvern riding? Which is the same number.
Well, if you have
Actually,
a
no.
proficiency from this, then use that instead. I don't know
Yeah.
what you have.
I have wyvern riding.
Well,
So
that
does
sounds like
Thaddeus.
that'd be the thing you want to use.
17 total.
Oh yeah, I do have wyvern riding, which I don't know what does. So I'm assuming it's just proficiency plus animal handling.
Probably.
It's proficiency
Essentially.
plus wisdom. If
Okay.
if you have proficiency in animal handling, it'll be the same fucking number. But as I do not, it is not the same number. For me, it would be a +2 if I used animal handling. With wyvern riding, it's a +6. That's a
Early in the
big
day.
fucking difference.
It's very early in the day. I'm gonna use one of my psychic dice because I'm
Roll.
pretty sure for this 11
Yeah, okay, use a psychic.
raised to a 15.
That's much better. You don't have a horrific misadventure as you're traveling.
Woo!
You only have to overnight once, because wyverns are fast as fuck. And nothing of particular note occurs. Nobody has anything to talk about along the way. Then we will continue the fast travel over to Rock Hollow. Arriving there, this... Go on.
I was just gonna, I got nothing.
Okay. Arriving there, this city is essentially a larger hill that it looks like they have hollowed out over the years. And it has become a proper city of its own right. Going outside the gates, Vashnir and crew are recognized and they are opened up, and you all step inside. There is a moderate military presence off at the northwest where the river comes into the hill. You can see a smaller naval presence. You can also see a few Attican ships just in the harbor. Along with the halfling ship you guys asked them to bring over here.
Woo!
First year you do an
I think shit.
You gave them a
Yeah,
pirate
we-
ship.
We captured a fucking pirate ship.
All right, we did. You see, I was in the sky ship and I forgot about it because it wasn't important.
You weren't in the skyship at that stage because we didn't have a skyship at that stage. This was on the way to Salika. Before Raktesh.
Oh, that pirate ship. I thought you were talking about cargo
Yeah.
pirate ship that we stole from the city we raided.
No.
Those things
My
are
mistake.
probably still... Heading into the keep. You landing it?
Yes. Assuming. Faster, these are your things, not mine.
Yep, going straight to my mother.
Into the keep proper. And gates are braced. You are allowed inside. Assuming everyone's going with you or just yourself?
For chat, everybody can go, man, because we're all gonna figure out what the hell's going on.
You head to your father's meeting hall. It's more decorated than the last time you came in here. Just, through providence of war. And off along the far side, you can see your father talking with a human in what appears to be like a medium armor type thing. The base of it is black in coloration, and along the trim areas, it seems that they have dyed that a more vibrant red.
Is it anybody I've seen before?
You remember whenever you called in the death squad on top of that one guy?
Hmm.
He's one of them.
Gotcha.
They don't look like one of the people, but it looks like the same, ranking.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna head over.
Respectfully stay behind Vashnir.
Making your way inside, your father realizes that you've came inside. The conversation between the two stops, and they raise a hand to acknowledge you.
I raise mine back.
We were talking about you. Come over here.
Good news or bad news?
Bonk. Sorry. Nothing will ever stop me from headbutting or smacking my microphone, no matter where I put it. There's like a magnet.
Probably several magnets in your microphone. But I think that's how sound waves transfer or work.
Well, the problem is there's also one in my hand and head.
That is attracted, not fucking repelled.
Vashnir, let me introduce you to Yaskir.
Is it Yaskir with a Y?
Jas. It's one of those type things.
That's one if I'm saying it right. Yes, Yaskir.
Yes.
That's not in character. That's out of my bad. Okay.
Some with similar names should happen. We've been coordinating with them over this entire situation with the gift coming through and all that stuff.
Yeah. Understood.
And he'll kind of give the guy a look and give a gesture that says, okay, go on. Cuff. And then look to you and say, Vashnir Rakalo, correct?
That is correct.
As your father mentioned, my name is Yaskir Lunakin. I've been working with him.
Pleasure to meet you.
Now, he says that you and your team are very, combat capable, and we have some eyewitness reports of such. There's a project that we would request your assistance, if that is okay with you.
Look back at my men. You guys ready?
Always.
Yes, sir.
Probably we should find out what it is before you agree to it.
He'll give a chuckle. Eh. Well, you're aware of the things coming into the river. What we hope for you to do is play a major part in disrupting their collective knowledge of the location that they're warping in from. What know ye of the Sea of Stars?
I don't
What
think
do we know?
would any of us be stars, Eric?
It's a rough equivalency to, like, the ethereal plane. So, like, it's a weird place that wizards talk about sometimes. But as to exactly what the fuck they mean, no. Unless somebody wants to make an Arcana check and know more shit. Otherwise, I'll just describe it here in a second.
I'll just wait for the description because I'm not even proficient in Arcana, so.
Once, twice, okay. Well, gauging by facial expressions, I'll give a very rudimentary description. It is the place between places, basically the hallway between planes. It's through this area that things can travel from one major plane to another. And it is through this transportation thing that Gif and the crystalline dragons have been invading from. If you are willing, we would like you to come aboard one of our vessels and assist a squad of our own in seriously disrupting their communications network and hopefully causing them to once again lose the location.
How do we disrupt their communications?
Lots of violence.
That's straightforward.
And what's in it for us when we do it?
You want. There's obviously the glory and adoration, our personal thanks, but things are a little different in these other nations, so you probably want a specific reward. On top of letting you lot keep those pirated skyships you have, they're older models anyway, I'm sure we could come up with some things. So the question is, what is it that you want? Or is that something to determine after you've gone and done your heroic deeds?
Okay, question. How high ranking is this? Are these people on the
You
podium?
don't really know how the Attican military thing works, and describing it would probably take a while. But just given a general, like, you've played with nobility before, you know how the basic rigmarole with nobles is. This guy is giving those signs off.
Also, point of fact, he is the one that everyone of Attica, if not most of Attican peoples, said, this is the one we send to talk all the things we need to talk about. So, pretty much assuming decently high up the totem pole, if not directly underneath top totem pole.
Their armor
Top
isn't
of totem pole.
just plain. It looks like it has, like, visual accoutrement to show, like, they've accomplished these things, this thing kind of stuff. It looks like it's all on little spots that can get, like, ripped off or torn off for combat purposes. But they're well decorated.
So his thanks goes a lot longer than just the thanks.
What's your question?
I'm saying like his gratitude is more than just a thanks.
Well, I think it's the gratitude of Attica itself, not just this nerd.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
You can make that assumption.
You'll
But
probably owe us a favor.
that best to cash in on favors nigh on immediately. As later down the road they can depreciate in value.
Gotcha.
I say it's up to you, Vashnir, but I say we think about what we want and just what they're willing to give us in return.
be willing to part with the newer version of one of your skyships?
That's not something I can make a promise of at this time on my own, but I can put a good word in for you.
It is potentially a possibility. Okay, thank you. I
Especially if we
just
have...
try and get a
well,
scale.
especially if this particular interaction sparks further cases of cooperation.
You certainly could.
Fine point there.
I'm all for a good deal, we'll say. But I want to ask you a question, if I may.
Go on.
What sparked all this?
Define what exactly are you meaning?
Why are they here? And why were you there?
Well, they have a general desire to kill, maim, destroy. We believe
If we're
it is
going to
left over
cooperate, we
from...
should know the full.
Well, you have to let me say it first. They have a general desire to kill, maim, destroy.
Sorry,
We
I'm
believe it
behind
is...
again, man.
Yeah,
that.
sure. Laggy internet. Mm-hmm. Totally not just a rude asshole. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have a general desire to kill, maim, destroy. We believe it is left over from that time imprisoned beneath the intellect devourers. Or not the intellect devourers, the elephant. The intellect devourers are little brain things that they can... yeah, you can look that up in your monster manuals. Regardless, they've been raising hell in the plains. And as part of our magical advancement, we have gained that as an access of travel. It makes it to where we can go basically anywhere and virtually no time will have passed in the overworld. As you can imagine, it helps getting around. I would wait for him to respond, but it seems that his brain is taking a while to load. So I'll ask if any of you have questions.
How soon will you need us to head out?
Well, like I said, time doesn't really travel one-to-one in this area that we're going to. So, realistically, you can do whatever it is you need done here, and get things taken care of. And we will facilitate you, as a matter of fact, if you agree. So if you need to head to Kinglegrad, or Salaka, or Belanue, or
Hello?
ask for things from our personal reserves, we will ensure you're well equipped before you head out. As per the actual need of expediency, we are losing men to these attacks. So the quicker it is taken care of, the better, but at the same time, they're not incompetent. Can maintain a siege if need be.
Understood. How are y'all feeling? Y'all ready to you want to head out as soon as possible, or is there anything else y'all need done before we leave?
Translation. Hey, you know that side quest you guys asked me about? Now's the time to say something.
My internet
Something
says
I
it's
wanted to
fine.
do.
Why is it dying? What is happening?
Your internet doesn't like you today.
Dory's eye is turning to loading symbols.
That's every day. All I know is before I got kicked out of the call, Eric went to 4 times speed on talking, and I didn't know what the hell was happening.
Not time for a brain fart, your friends can explain it to you later.
Your ships can just teleport to that plane at any point.
Many of them can.
What of teleporting between the same plane?
Well, you have to teleport there, and then you have to, like, physically make the journey. And then you can pop out at a different endpoint.
But no time will have passed, as you said.
Effectively, yes.
I see.
So running into another group in that area is very unlikely, but it happens sometimes. Most altercations arrive in physical destination.
Any reason for concern about these interactions with others in this plane?
What in particular are you asking about? Are you asking of other things to give in their ships or things in the plane? Because those are two very different answers. Well, they're really the same answer. If we
We were
run in,
speaking about time flowing differently or time being different there, so the potential of being lost and stuck still exists. Is there anything that
correct.
would cause such a scenario to potentially come about?
Well, if it gives you any solace, it's highly doubtful anything will be lost for more than a week.
Why a week?
Now, around about that time, if they've been inside of the plane, then the things that live there tend to find them.
Seemingly things will not be friendly.
As a general rule.
All right.
Above game question.
Mosh mosh.
Has Jodak mentioned the fact of wanting to go back and get vengeance to everyone, or is it just a thought inside his head still?
It's that thing I pointed out a minute ago that he didn't capitalize.
Because I was typing and I didn't want to unmute my mic, and then you started talking. And I didn't want to interrupt you because I don't like interrupting people.
It's okay.
So I'm going to assume inside Jodak mind still.
So, there was one thing I really wanted to get done
There you go.
before we get going. And
What is
we still
that?
haven't realistically, tested the capabilities of this new guy.
Don't
Probably
turn it
be
into a
best to,
hazing. What the fuck's wrong with you?
It's easier that way.
Do not haze the freshman. Stop it.
It's soccer all over again.
Oh no.
There's that one creature we met a while back that we didn't successfully get rid of. It's just been on my mind recently. I wanted to go take care of.
Are you talking about the thing you've told me stories about? The thing that your friend dealt with? That was one of the big things from the war we just fought.
It didn't participate in the war itself, I don't think. I think it stays rather isolated and by itself where it
Didn't you
lives.
say that before they just kind of stopped one day, they were trying to create big ones? Like controller units? Because that's what those are?
There's a difference between this and a controller unit.
For what it's worth,
Points.
if it'll sweeten the deal per se, we do have some information on that conflict that was happening in this land. If you want, we could probably get some of our reports to you. Just if you're
That
curious.
sounds like a good thing to capitalize on, Vash. What's that gonna cost us, if anything?
We just need to start the ground.
Completion of the quest? Or well, at least the agreement and forthright attempt.
Oh,
If it's
well,
a pressing concern to you, we can probably swing by Capital and the documents before we go.
I'm fairly certain we've already agreed, have we not, Vashnir?
Yes, but I want to
believe
make sure
you.
you're getting as much from this as possible. It is your lives and ours that are being put at risk here. Doesn't make sense to sit there and be squinting at each other the entire time.
Fair enough. I have a thing you can do for me specifically, then that will help Vashnir and his group.
Go on.
Do you have any high enchanters among you?
There are those who are skilled in enchantments. What are you needing of them?
I have built in Siegebreaker, I think is what it was called, or was it
Knight?
what the fuck? Nightbringer. There are so many names that I can't keep track of. I have built in the sub basement, I guess I should say, of Nightbringer, a portal of sorts. I believe I already have all the things required except the, shall we say, oomph to get it started.
Depending on the nature of your portal, and from what I understand, you may not be able to create a permanent one in just anywhere. It has to go. Regardless, we can put your request in whenever we go to get the documents, so you guys can look over the shit that happened with the war. I guess.
Can't put one just anywhere unless I forcibly punch a hole through.
Those
I know. And that's what I need, sadly.
I can put a request out.
Sooner I can get access to my home, the better at this stage.
Depending on the shape and scale, in order for something like that to really get team cooperation, we'd probably have to station our own people there for an indefinite amount of time. By that I mean probably for the duration of the portal, just to oversee and, other various words that mean keep an eye on.
Absolutely. That's up to Vashnir. I don't care either way. They want to oversee my portal once it's made. The humans.
I don't see why not.
If they help, I mean. If they help, they want to oversee my portal. If they don't help, then I don't have to worry about that. But that could also turn bad. Because it's not going to just be a one-way portal. I have every inkling. Because I'm forcing a hole in. So it's not going to be one way. So that means things that we don't want to have come through can come through.
Explain all the logistics, person. We have a boss fight to get to. We have shopping to do. And it's already 9:30.
9:30? It's fine. It's fine.
So with that being the information being disclosed, your ships, how far oversight? How far away is that thing, the boss fight?
Relatively close, because we're near the edge of the Forbidden Zone anyway.
That, yes. From your dossier, it seems you guys have had healings in that area. So I expect you know the dangers of it. Correct?
They fought one, so yeah.
Absolutely.
As per us actually doing anything, we might provide overwatch and, a nice little rope bridge to get you out of there, but as a general rule, we don't go down there unless we know that we can get back up really quickly.
That's why we just do transportation there, and then we'll be off on our way. How's that sound?
Oh.
Well, we'll stay up top, because it sounds like you just want to go down there to deal with something in particular and then leave again.
Yeah. Like if your ship is faster, then that's what I was asking.
Oh, yes, it can hop into there, travel probably a few days into Sea of Stars, and then hop out over there. Same time here. Explaining this is weird.
It'll also get us acclimated to being there, I assume.
I imagine there might be places you wish to go before heading there, just in case you don't have any additional talismans or things like that. And like I said, we will provide you with things we have aboard.
I believe Bellanue is a good place to pick up some magic gear, is it not?
Depends on what you know.
Vashnir?
Depends on what you want.
Yes, I believe so. Door! Isn't that where we got our? Where did we get our amulets from?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, yes.
what is it? You were saying depends on what you want. What exactly does that mean?
It means we have access to supplies that we can just hand you in our own shiphold. Like, we have a supply of death wards, we have a supply of evil good amulet things, the things that are used and then break, but they're nice to have.
And Vashnir's amulet doesn't break, right?
I don't know.
I don't think
I
it
remember
does.
it didn't.
Yeah.
It had. I believe it had like 3 charges on it. Something like that.
I think the Death Ward had 1 per day, and then I think the Evil and Good had 3 or 4, if I remember correctly. I don't remember that well.
I just give you guys things and tell you what they do at the time. I don't remember what I gave you.
I never grabbed the Death Ward. I just grabbed the amulet.
I think only 1 person got a Death Ward amulet. And I think that person was the one who could cast Death Ward. I'm not sure, though. No, because he already could cast Death Ward, and that would be redundant.
Regardless, it sounds like you're in general agreement that you'll go along with my proposition. Alright, I will make the ship ready. You may head that way whenever you are prepared to disembark.
Sounds good.
So they will give your father a handshake and make their way out of the room.
Vashnir, before we leave the audience with your father here, do you think you should explain to him my plan, just so that he's aware? Because I don't think we've done that yet. And
Yeah,
out above game, I'm talking about the Hell Portal to get reinforcements from Hell.
Yes, we'll bring it up to my father. You should probably come with me for that.
I mean, he's right there. You can tell him now.
He waves.
Oh, yeah, but
Just fucking say it, you nerd.
my companion here has an idea for a portal to hell to have more reinforcements.
Kinda like what they're doing over there in Elude.
From what I understand, yes.
They have the infernal cords over there. If you're trying to do something with devils, it's not impossible, but we're gonna need one hell of a legal team to get that hammered out.
I have one.
Right. I'll put some feelers out.
Well, I have limited, very limited say, but I do have say over a small area to pull resources from.
I'm not curious about your logistics.
If we want a larger scale thing, yes, you would have. Lawyering is lawyering. It's going to take a long fucking time. But it is something worthwhile, I believe.
So, like I said, I'll put some feelers out. Is there anything else you need?
I don't think so, Vashnir. Is there anything else we need, Vashnir?
Well, I can think of. I think we're fine. Yeah, right.
I believe so. I think we're a little scatterbrained for the stories that we're of the thing we're about to face.
It can't be that bad.
Except the
Not
stat
the
sheet.
gift. Not the gift. I'm talking about the things you two have already fought and nearly died to.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's not that bad.
Let's just get up and get ready.
Well, I'm all for it. Let's go.
if there is no further conversation or anything it is you're doing in Rock Hollow, you guys make your way over to the dock. Get on board one of the smaller Attican ships. This one is largely, almost brassy in coloration. Like a very, very dull one.
Can it fit our wyverns?
Yes.
Cool. No way in hell I'm leaving my big boy behind.
That's the spirit.
Okay. You guys embark. And why did I give things names? Jaskier will find you and go, okay, do you have a more concrete idea on where to go first?
Your things that you have, the Death Ward and whatnot, are the expend ones, right?
That we have on hand? Yes.
The ones Bellanue has to offer are the permanent ones, so I think the first place we need to go is there.
They're permanent ones, but they only work probably once a day. Realistically, they're gonna accomplish the same thing.
Understandable.
Thank you guys for
Up to you, Vashni, if you want to take the shopping trip. I say, what's the harm? But it's up to you.
If general magic goods down there for cheaper than you'd find in Kinglegrad. Kinglegrad has your specialty items to get with money. Salika has your specialty items to get other means. And we have
Fingers.
a plethora of general things. Have.
Well, the shop y'all can, but if they have the items we need, we could use them in the meantime.
We need... No offense to you, Peon, but, from what I'm understanding, we need to get you ready for this. And you don't seem ready yet, if I may say.
Is understandable.
So that, if he is not prepared, shall we say, item-wise, then he will just die. And then we will be out of our support.
They said they had I thought they said they had the amulet stuff on them as well, or did I get that wrong?
A Death Ward is great, but
No, I thought they said they had the amulets of like good and evil.
well, they have the they have the expendy. It breaks when I use it, Death Ward, and I don't know if they have the it breaks when I use it, good and evil thing. But we need to get him prepared for.
Okay, that's where I get mixed up. Yeah, we'll get him. We'll get him what he needs. It was my fault.
They have enough supply of both of those. There are less Death Ward things. That is a harder thing to enchant. But there's more than enough for you.
Well, really and truly, if we need more than one, we're kind of fucked.
Yes.
If we need more than one of those things, we are fucked. So one Death Lord apiece is fine. And then as many as we can get of the fucking fuck you, no possessing me, bitch.
Okay, so let's say you all have 2 amulets of protection of good and evil. Which basically, if something's gonna possess you, this thing will break and it'll stop the possession.
Rash doesn't need that one.
That's fine. And you can all have 1 Death Ward as well.
Okay, so we're set on that. Everybody good on potions? We need potions. The fuck is this?
I have the standard potions, but those only go so far, and I do have a moderate amount of healing of my own.
And even with big potions, you know if you're gonna get hit for like 40 damage, they're not gonna do shit.
Exactly. Regular potions are just, you need to get back in the fight so we can either leave or you could do more things. Hmm. What the fuck else can we use? Do you have any of the 'cause I'm sure I would have heard stories of the fight with the green stuff being used and whatnot. Do you have any of that available?
At this point in time, we do not, as we're not expecting to go there.
Can you
Supplies
get
for
some?
that are a bit limited due to the chaos currently happening in that place.
Damn. A good supply of that would be great.
I know someone who might have some.
Oh?
Yeah, he tends to collect some all sorts of weird things. And that's kind of strange. Because you might just so happen to have collected some.
Whom?
Now you think, now you say that I don't exactly know her name.
Oh god
She's
damn
a
it, Thaddeus.
friend we met while we were traveling for a little bit. She seems nice enough. Maybe we should go stop by and say hi first before we continue our way.
You're being vague and elusive.
I'm not being vague. I actually do not know her name. If I knew her name, I would tell you her name, but I do not know her name.
You're also not
But she
saying
never
where she
gave us her
is.
name. Ah, she lives in the forest of Salika. There you go. I think she lives in the forest. I don't know where she lives. No. I do know where she lives. She does live in the forest of Salika. Around this area, I point on a map.
Okay, so it sounds like you're trying to get us to go visit a hack.
Yeah,
As we're
she's
not
a
the ones
nice hack,
taking any of the
though.
bargains, that should be fine. So it seems like you've pretty well supplied yourself with the stuff you would have gone to Bellinue for, so we just need to make a trip to Salika?
Seems that way.
I say yes. I haven't talked to her for a while. I think I'm due for another appointment.
Therapist.
Okay, there's X amount of fast travel that's going to be happening now, and I'm just gonna waive most of it, unless any of you have anything in particular you're going to be saying. So, after the initial thing, that's what's going to be happening. Initial thing, though, is you see them kind of begin to talk with other people, get things started up. They power up the ship. When I say power up the ship, I do mean it. You can, like, hear a light hum coming from somewhere. And then you can see something glowing off at the back, starboard, and port parts of the ship. That then seem to power through the water to a more, like, secluded area. At which point in time, you can begin to feel the ship actively vibrate a bit before everything goes dark. Moments later, you can see people lighting lanterns around the ship, and from the thin light that is being illuminated, that they are giving off, you can see these little thin specks of almost glittering light in a sea of pitch blackness stretching on forever in every direction. Looking to
See
see if stars.
stars?
Yes.
Where are the
We are-
stars?
They point at the water.
Stars are in water now. Stars are no longer in the sky. I understand.
Looking up there is literally nothing. Just pitch blackness.
Well, this is unnerving. Huh.
Oh.
You kind of get used to it, you kind of don't. Go find some bunks. We have a few days travel.
She's got some minute tennis. We should check that.
Oh, good to me.
Pain? Yes, actually, I have.
I'm gonna go sleep.
It's just
I go to sleep, so just go to sleep.
Anything for your first voyage?
Right, let's get
Can we touch the water?
the lights and the liver panel.
Do you like... Well, the ship is really high, but do you like go over there and like lean down or try to find a stick or something like that?
Yeah. Try to find a stick. I don't want to, potentially fall overboard or anything. If it's too far down, don't
The
even try it.
humans will see you faffing with the water in some way, shape, or form, and they will very quickly like run over there and like grab your shoulder and go, "No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's a bit grabby."
It? As in the water, it? Or something in the water?
Honestly, both.
This is
But for the main pot, the water.
a research, and you need more time to finish your wish list.
That is both concerning and incredibly interesting.
It's a weird place.
All right, thank you for the warning.
I didn't mean to startle you, but well, lots of people try to touch it.
I guess it doesn't turn out so well for all of them.
They'll shake their head.
So you very well might have just saved my life.
Yes. Just need you to.
This
I don't
guy's
know how I feel
uniform
about this.
is notably different from the other guys. This one has a majority red with like little gold trimmings, and from like basic knowledge, you know that that's what you're going to see on most Attican soldiers.
And the other guy was,
Black with red.
yeah,
Black's red, this guy's gold with
They are sticking with the colors
Red
that
with
hide
gold.
blood.
and gold. I see.
he wore his red shirt today. It's fine.
Sorry.
I can't see me bleeding if I can't see me bleeding.
Can't see me bleeding if I'm wearing red.
But if there's nothing else for this particular voyage, I have to roll on the random encounter chart just because I have to. It's like the laws. Nothing happens.
He's only my number one role.
Relatively
Try
uneventful.
again.
I guess a weird thing to note, the ship doesn't like do normal ship bobbing.
Fine.
Like even in the sky ships, there was some amount of like general turbulence. This is just flat the entire time. Very weird. You can feel a vague sense of like forward momentum, but that's about it.
You look. I'm sure if you call your publishers and you
No
tell them.
fucking weird here.
It's about out there. We're waiting for me.
But at the end of a couple days, you guys are on deck, and you begin to hear some humming begin to activate from certain parts of the ship. Soon after that, you can see some parts along the sides begin to glow. And then you, like, upward elevator, feel yourselves rising a bit before the ship begins to vibrate once again. And it pops you out in a very different environment from Diakov. First and foremost, it's cold. Looking around, you can see that everything has a light layer of snow. And as you get more of the environment off to your left, you can see a large, like, unnaturally, like, singular volcano-type mountain. And at the base of it, you can see a town built largely out of a metallic substance of some kind. Little brass enamels here and there, giving it a nice reflection. And when I say town, I really mean, like, capital city. This is Attica proper. Looking around, you can see probably dozens of other ships just nearby in the skies.
Fuck are we here? Wait, what?
Because you wanted information.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They said they were going to get that before going elsewhere, and this is closer than Celica.
You right. I remember now.
So where is this? Belnuve? Belnuve?
Yeah.
Where is this?
This is Attica.
Attica. This is
This is
capital of Attica.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I owe that.
Didn't think I would wind up here so soon.
But they
With
will
being
begin the process of bringing the ship down. Go over to you lot and say, okay, unless you have a terrible, horrible need to explore, go ahead and stay here, and I'll be right back with the stuff you've asked for.
I got nothing better to do. I'm gonna sit right here.
Give us permission to explore.
Yeah, but this is one of those places where if you're going to explore, you need A, a map, or B, a very precise destination. This is a big place. Like, it's probably
C,
a little
a
larger
guide.
than Kinglgrad capital, and that's huge.
What's wrong with it? Wasting an opportunity in 300 pages of.
I'll stay in one location. I'll rein it in for now. Yeah, so we can get to our boss.
Just sit back and watch the ships come in.
It's the key.
Yeah.
Just a tactical analysis. You can see, like, whenever they're about to make a jump, because they stop and they shake for a little bit each time. So there is a
Okay.
tell.
Hmm.
But assuming
Wait.
nothing in particular, okay.
Yeah, just waiting for the guy to get back.
They return sometime later with a sheet of paper, with a small stack of papers. And they will go over to...
It's so good to see you.
Who was it that was expressing interest in it?
Both Vashnir and I,
Right now?
technically.
Right here. Are you okay?
So probably the both of you, unless you're staying away from each other for some unholy reason. And go, is this? The parts that you absolutely positively cannot read have been blacked out, but other stuff you can get an idea on.
Why are there things we absolutely cannot read?
It would give away, it would give things away.
Yes.
Give away secrets of your empire.
Of course. Can't have that.
Anyway,
Well, I'll sit down with Vashnir and go through them.
I believe we're heading to Celica next, right?
I believe so.
Now, we don't have a proper destination for that. Are any of you particularly tuned with anything in the psionic nature?
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me say, raise your hand.
In that case, whenever we get closer to the destination, I will call you, and then you will help on navigate and narrow it down.
All right, that's all right.
Probably the same thing whenever you're heading to your destination in the Forbidden Land, unless you just want to fly around there for a few days, but that seems unpleasant.
I don't think anyone would like that.
Alright, away we go again.
say, hey.
And then the skyship will once again rise, and back into the Sea of Stars.
I don't have that. I don't have that, but I do have that.
You are told that it's going to be about a 4-day journey.
It's okay.
Because as you narrow it down, you're heading to a very southerly part of Salik. Really far away.
Look, coming out.
What information are we gaining over the course of these 4 days with the papers we're reading, even though probably 90% of them are blacked out?
This is more of a what are you looking for and then trying to find information there.
This was just the information given on the worms, right?
It was the information given on the conflict.
The conflict.
Yes. So if you have anyone that took part in it, you could research them, ask about specific parts, and I'll probably give additional comments. Or like certain factors of it, how things were happening that they know of, and things like that.
Well, I'll let Vashnir go first. What are you looking for that has to do with the conflict we just went through?
Shit.
You have a giant lore dump, and then I'm just gonna punch you all to death later on in the session.
We've already been going for an hour.
I know. The nature of it, there's too many stuff not to do stuff.
Yeah. We're probably gonna get to the boss fight, and then have to call session.
That's only if y'all fart the fuck around at Therapy Hack.
Therapy Hag is nice.
That's what gives me pause. Please continue. And if you
While
can't
he's
think of
thinking.
anything, then honestly you can just like come up with a list of stuff later. And then I can either give it to you in session or just via message if you don't want to share it with the recording.
Why did the war end?
But if there's a something, speak now or forever hold your peace, otherwise we're heading to Therapy Hack.
Medina.
I'm just gonna ask questions about it later.
Okay. Is their take basically the same as every other dwarf? All the other dwarves' takes as well of why the king didn't fucking show up for the conflict?
Anakin spies. The thing you get for there is why the nobility proper wasn't involved is the conflict was arranged in such a way to where whenever a party would leave from the nobility to go check out a town that was infected, to follow up on these things of hey shit's wrong, they would immediately begin behaving completely normally. It was very obviously a purposeful deceit on whatever was controlling these things.
As assumed.
Correct.
Alexander? Because he stole the ring that Nathan gave her. 2.
Anything else pressing?
Yes, he did. It was a 2. Seen her know that Nathan gave her? That's right, he is a thief.
And then we already have the info basically from Numbnut guy over there who's going to be called upon in a couple days to do the psionic thing of who's behind it, correct?
Just seeing if that collaborates. Yes, and they also have an additional thing tacked on that a dwarf in the more southern reaches had been raiding them, and seems that their child was involved with them in some way, shape, or form. And whenever they were reunited, they attempted to out them throughout the means that they were able to. Which is to say, not all that much due to the nature of magical contracts, but they try.
He's gonna need surgery.
Huh.
You just put it into that his former colleague's mother had botched surgery at another hospital that she only went to because
His stance seemed to be passive,
so shamefully.
though there are some unknown variables that occurred with that particular party that are still under investigation.
I'll leave everything else for Bastion to determine during the week. I just wanted some. Basically, I had 99% of the puzzle. I just wanted that one last piece.
Let me see if anything catastrophically goes wrong as you travel.
Yes.
Oh,
Damn.
it's very rare to get an actual encounter here.
Hey, I know, but that doesn't mean they know.
Yeah, this is how you manage to hijack a squid ship.
Yeah, I know.
And then this encounter changes drastically.
I was there for that. I know. I remember this place.
As the days are wearing on, Jodak, eventually someone will come and find you. And go, if you'll follow me, please. The navigator needs some additional coordinates.
So nice to finally get a daughter. I miss
I
her.
comply willingly.
We're just
I comply willingly.
They lead you below deck into like a very, very heavily armored area.
being in charge.
Like it looks like if anything on the ship is going to break, this won't be it.
All by yourself. If you're uncomfortable,
And
uncomfortable.
just real quick, Medina, can you like axe the TV for just a couple minutes? Okay. Blah blah blah. Refocus. Gotcha. You are allowed inside. Inside, you can see what appears to be like a big metal cylinder. Branching off to the side of it, you can see these bits and pieces that almost fit some like mechanical biological hybrid things where this thing is connected to the walls. And you can see that there is a collection of wires attached to a helmet and a chair connected to this pod as well. So,
God damn it.
That doesn't look good.
it's a hold off, but these things stop us from getting lost. All that we need you to do is sit there, put the hat on, and focus on the destination that you're trying to get to.
And that's it.
Yes.
Right?
It shouldn't be intrusive. Should be relatively painless. And don't think you'll be left with any lasting issues.
A lot of confidence there.
I'll be honest, this is some alien shit.
It certainly looks different from everything else I've seen so far. Is that flesh?
Kinda. But
Eric,
they
I gotta
haven't-
ask a question.
But they haven't steered us wrong, so kind of shrug.
Did they get rid of the cleaning beds?
This isn't a squid ship.
Okay, good. I just don't want the cleaning beds, okay? I had to know, damn it.
A squid.
You're fucking weird.
Cleaning beds. Cleaning beds. What could be wrong with a cleaning bed?
But if you'll take a
It's a
seat,
lot. You sit down and shut up.
Now I don't want to. But it's the only way to get to therapy hag, so I guess I will.
probably gonna need to do this again to get directly over your destination. Don't have a homing beacon.
Yeah, okay.
Ducky, sit in the chair, put the hat on.
The hat on, strap myself in, get ready for whatever this thing's going to do to me.
There are no straps. It doesn't look like they're prepared for this to be like a terribly like horrific experience.
And I'm psychologically strapping myself down.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Check.
Check. Check.
It's consequence. Yeah.
Okay. So, it's a check. You can fail checks. Can I use a psychic die on this
So what your
check?
number is.
Right now it's an 8.
I want to use a psychic.
That was the wrong die. That's the same number, but still on the wrong die. Bumps it up to a 14?
All right, you beat 10.
Yeah,
Good job.
14.
You focus on your destination. Bring it into your mind's eye. You feel a vibration from outside, and then you're still in this nice little safe room. Everybody else, you are outside in Salica. Temperature drastically hotter than the place you just were a couple days ago. Five minutes ago.
Working?
What?
How do I know if it's working or not?
Yeah, we've done the. You can get out. Come on.
Are you ready? I
Yeah.
thought that would take longer.
Hurt more.
All right.
Like I said, Navigator hasn't let us down yet.
Oh, so this is your navigator.
Yes.
I don't know why I expected. I don't know what I expected.
A dude with a fucking sextant. That's what you expected.
Expecting dude in front of a panel with a lot of flashing buttons.
There are other means, but this one has been the most reliable. I believe that you have to go try to find your friend now.
The wyverns handle the Sea of Stars.
By being in a chamber below deck.
Cool.
I want to go flying. Then they were never seen again.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Is that a fish? No.
Sure to check on my dude every day. I'm pretty sure that's an assumption that is an obvious thing, but I'm making sure I make that clear.
It is there. It is a wyvern. It's kind of tamed at best.
Yeah, well, I'm working on it. Okay. I'm kind of tamed at best.
The last place you guys knew where the therapy hag was just kind of in the sky. So I don't know if you guys are gonna like go outside and yell or what you plan on doing. Get on your wyverns, try to find her. I don't know.
Diplomacy cop, can you send a message to someone based on their image, or do you need their name?
Just need to have met them, which you have.
You need also, I think, isn't it like the thing of you need to know that they have one or some shit?
Well, they need to have one, otherwise your message will go nowhere. But basically, those things are just, I'm thinking of this person. Okay, done.
Fair.
I'm at least going to try to send her a message. Hello, how are you doing? It's been a while since we last met. I just got some questions for you if you want to, find me and stuff over where we met the last time, where you nearly dropped us out the sky. Thanks a ton, Jodak.
Alright, so you send a message that says, hey, I'm over here. Gotcha. It does disappear. And as you're kind of waiting for a response, you just kind of feel the air temperature shift ever so slightly colder. then you look over to the side and it's just a flying hag lady. Waves.
Has anyone ever told you that you're really quiet?
It's come up a time or two.
Like, really quiet. Like, shockingly quiet. I expected to at least see you coming.
So you seem to have brought an entourage this time.
Oh, you can ignore them. They're just our transport. That's all.
That seems to be a very rude way of talking about them. I am sure they all have their own thoughts, opinions, feelings.
Yes, they do. But they also specifically said they wanted no part in this conversation of ours.
I'll have to leave my business card. Now, what is it that you desire? Is
I had a
there
question.
something you wish to speak of? Are you in need of consultation?
Well, actually, I might have a friend who might need some consultation, as you say.
Oh?
He seems to have a very strange obsession with squirrels. I'm not sure why or how to think about, but he seemed interesting enough that I thought I might as well call you. See what you
Don't
think.
try to Baker act our goddamn druid, you weirdo.
I feel as though you're being deflective. You sure there's nothing that you need to speak of, Jody? I am willing to listen.
Anything in particular? Not really. I sorted out my problem from last time.
So you're feeling more confident at that, and as you're doing this, you see they've brought out like a little notepad and paper.
Absolutely. I couldn't be more confident. 100%
Are you telling the truth?
yes.
Okay. I'll give a nod. Okay, so I need to speak to this friend of yours about squirrels. Is that all of it?
All of it. Also, I wanted to know if you had any of this, like, green powder that's rare and might, come up somewhere.
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
I
It
pulled out
deals
of
with
my
worms.
pouch of green powder that I currently have.
That helps.
Shows off.
Well, it's been a while since anyone's been to my abode for, say, tea. If you and your friends could manage to make the trip, I'll see what we have there, and if anyone needs to speak, that is, after all, what I seek to do. So, here, I'll show you where, and they'll, like, float closer to you. Just kind of, like, gently wrap your head and physically, like, move your face in a direction, and then point at a little spot in the forest. Go there.
Alright.
Brain blast his ass and then she just moves his fucking skull.
I need to be worried about anything, on our way? Do we need to leave these guys here?
Well, the ship's kind of big, so just go down there on your own.
Alright. I'll go collect my little group. I'll head on that way.
Your group?
They will float away.
Hmm?
Nothing, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Mm-hmm. I hope you all don't mind waiting here for a little while.
Saying to the people
say
who just
that
watched
too.
that happen.
Yes.
There's kind of a collective shrug.
Of course, some of you are free to come if you want. I'm sure she wouldn't mind more company.
No one volunteers.
Each their own. I'm gonna go collect Vasnir, Peon, and Kidori. Bring Trinket with us.
No.
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the thing that kept us up last time in this combat. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is fine.
So, how are you all doing?
Let's just go. No time for all the small talk. Let's just move.
It's on my list.
Get this over with quickly.
Okay.
Considering we're in Diakov and then Attica, and now we're here, and we were just in Diakov like 5 minutes ago. I think we have plenty of time.
Except it was like 3
Maybe.
days. But it wasn't. And you know it wasn't. But it was. Don't think about it too long, it hurts.
How are you feeling?
3 days is 5 minutes. That's all it is.
4 days is 5 minutes. Let's move.
Going
Of a way
off
to
to
get a long rest.
absentee.
Why can't Kate choose me?
I'm hopping on the wyvern and going to the hag.
Obligatory wyvern ride check. Because that's fine.
Where? Over 20.
Cool.
They're gonna be
21?
together for a few books, and then she's
Is that-
gonna choose Alexander.
21?
Yeah, that's not a failure.
What's wrong with you?
Alright, cool.
Why do you hate Nathan so much?
Sorry. Can't breathe water. Gathering up the party. You head to the location she pointed out to you. As you get closer, the forest around the immediate area kind of seems to fade. And in a clearing, there is what I can only call a stereotypical hag hut.
we talking Baba Yaga style hut or just hut?
You don't see the chicken legs.
Okay, good.
It could be there.
Oh, great.
They're just nesting right now. That's all.
Ugh. You started this
Don't
interaction.
knock on
You
the
keep
door.
going.
Yeah.
Over, you knock on the door, it creaks open. Inside, it's relatively dimly lit. You can see just a scattered assortment of a lot on a lot of shelves, kind of strewn about the place. You see a basic sitting area, the stereotypical therapist couch, which isn't really a couch, and it's more like a chair that no one should ever want to sit in. And off in the distance, you swear you can hear a tea kettle. Very, very faintly.
They'd say we were coming for tea. But now I think about it, what type of tea does she classify as tea?
As everyone proceeds inside, the lights around the area immediately brighten, and the room itself doesn't change. It just becomes brighter. And you can see some of the chairs around the edges kind of like somewhat violently shake off the things that are on them and slide their way over to be accessible by you lot.
Oh boy. I'll take a seat.
It'd be rude not to.
I feel like I'd get judged for not doing it.
A short time later, in a pink apron with little white frills, the same hag will come from around a hallway with a little platter of platter holding cups on it, and a little teapot.
Oh, that's not unsettling at all. No. No.
Make yourselves comfortable. If there's anything you want with your tea, say so. Otherwise, I shall pour you all the perfect cup that I can, and we can have whatever nice discussions and whatever it is you're actually here for. Along with some powdery stuff.
I mean, if you're offering, it's much appreciated, and I'll just take some honey in mine, if you have it.
Well, I think you might want to taste it first, but first and foremost, there are a couple new faces here. So, let us... Let's do the basic thing. You, needlessly, tiefling-looking man.
Yes.
What is your name?
Todori.
Anything afterward? That's it? Just first name?
Ahriman.
Ah, okay. Is there a third?
No.
You see that look in your eye.
Well, there's a nickname, but no.
Well, go on. You share.
It's just Kane with a K.
Oh. Angsty boy, gotcha. And what generally would you say your purpose thus far is? Or what's one of your goals that you want to accomplish?
Do I state one or both? Because they're two different things.
Just whichever.
Currently fulfilling a life debt.
That's more of a very passive goal unless you're specifically looking to put them in danger, which feels dirty but fits the legal parameters. Discussion should be had if that is the case.
No. Other than fulfilling a life debt, technically two now, as I've already fulfilled one of the three I had. Going home?
A real man of ambition.
Fine. Going home and taking over.
That's it. Just for giggles, favorite color.
Gold.
Right. And you, Goblin.
Hello.
Hello. What is your name?
Peon.
Just Peon? No last name, other things.
No, Peon Bone Crusher.
Pleasure to meet you. You seem happy to speak. Like him.
I'm just happy just to be here.
That's commendable. Not many are. Well, as part of your happy quest, I feel I should say, why do you maintain this happiness? Is it something you're doing on purpose? Or is it something that you've learned from past not-so-great experiences?
There's no reason to be negative all the time when you can just be positive and enjoy nature.
A general happy outlook. Nothing sinister lying underneath the surface?
No. Unless you count squirrels as sinister.
They can be.
That's true.
Very well. And your favorite color?
Gray, like the squirrel.
Now, just for the sake of business, Jodak mentioned that you had something with squirrels, that some reason for me to speak with you more in depth. There's something going on.
I mean, I have 8 squirrel friends that I summon every now and again. Would you like to know their names?
If you wish to share, though it is not required.
Well, first off, we have Jeffrey, then we have Jeremy, then we have Alfonso, then we have Jeffrey with a G, then we have Petunia, Harold, Daisy, and Edelweiss.
And it seems as though these... Now, are they squirrels, or are they more than squirrels?
They are squirrels.
Are they? Truly.
I think so.
How do they normally come to be?
Magic?
No, they're not squirrels, they're fey creatures in that case. But
They look like squirrels.
yes, it does not invalidate them as squirrels, you are correct. But they are slightly more. Perhaps ensure that you remember that whenever you are conversing with them.
Will do.
But as they are slightly more, Is there any particular thing that you would have that... Well, okay, let me phrase it another way. This means that you utilize to summon these squirrels. Is that the only thing you use it for?
I can summon many things, many different animals, uh, control some weather a little bit. I can do many things.
But if you can summon different animals, if it's with the same spell, then it is likely the same spirits each time.
So they're all Jeffrey, Jeremy.
Listen, I know.
What's my list? Jeffrey, Jeremy, Alfonso, Jeffrey with a G, Petunia, Harold, Daisy, and Edelweiss?
I cannot speak to if they are all individuals or simply fragments of a singular spirit that you call forth each time. Or, well, that thing I just said. But it is very likely that you have either one or a very small number of this Fae being connected to you.
Ooh.
He could just show you.
I believe him. It's best not to expend resources. But I don't know, I could probably offer you something to increase the potency of your summon, if you desired.
I am interested.
Well, from what I can think of, the two basic solutions would either just be a greater version of what you can summon, or a particular aspect of the area that you're in, summoning some predator or larger scale creature with the same magical incantation. Either of these, or honestly both, I could get to you, but it would cost you something. My suggestion is a favor, but if you have something else in mind, I am willing to listen.
I'm willing to owe you a favor.
Fuck.
Now, do you want to owe me quite a big favor later on? I see what I can do about getting you the most potent variation. And when the time comes, I'll probably have a nice quest for you to go on with all these other lovely individuals.
Side
For yourself.
quest?
He
Side
seems
quest?
excited. He seems excited.
Sounds like a deal to me.
Very well. You owe me a large favor, and I will see what I can do about that. It will take me a moment if you'll sit in here and have tea. Before I go to work on that, is there anything else that I could make use of? Your powder. Yes, I keep forgetting. For some reason forgettable. What is it that you're looking to trade for that? And that will determine how much I can get to you.
Basically, I was asking if you had any more of such powder.
I can acquire or have some.
And what would you want for such powder?
That depends entirely on what you're willing to offer. We already have a quest confirmed, so it doesn't make much sense for me to offer that again.
No, it doesn't. I don't exactly know what I have that you would want.
I mean,
I can continue sending people your way, so you have more individuals to, what's the word? Practice your craft on.
The word I would prefer you to use is help. But just for the sake of it, and because I don't really want to see you guys go die, I'll agree to those terms.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'll be right back with that, but for his thing I need to work for just a bit, so please wait while I get that done. I'll go over to a cabinet, kind of like move a panel in it, reach inside, and pull out a bag full of the green powdery stuff. It looks like it's about 4 uses of it, and they'll just hand it to you.
We used some green powder. Yay.
And then they will go back and disappear for a bit, and you hear clattering and sounds of like alchemical bubbling and things like that.
Did we ever get our tea?
Yes.
Okay, how does it taste?
It's very earthy. Eric doesn't drink tea, so he can't really describe it well. But as far as teas go, it's not bad.
Okay.
Like, it tastes healthy.
Okay. So it's like an Earl Grey guy. Earl Grey be strong.
Oh, great B.
Strong tea.
If
Not the strongest, obviously, but pretty damn.
there is nothing else people want to talk about amongst themselves in time, once, twice, sold, then she will return sometime later with a cloak, roughly peon size. It's like dark green and brown in coloration, and you can see like woven into it are little bits and bobs. Like over there you can see a bone, over there you can see like a moss, just kind of part of the cloak itself. It's very... You're gonna smell like dirt forever.
But I think that's okay.
You might even like that.
Dirt
Grow
smells
accustomed
good.
to it.
Now, if you would please come over here to ensure this fits, and I guess complete our little deal. And then I will talk in a very mechanical way so you know exactly what this does. But no, she's explaining to you in terms that your characters would understand.
Gotcha. I waddle over there.
Okay. You put the cloak on, it's your size, and it's surprisingly cool and light given what it's made out of. Okay. Now, mechanically, this thing's a little neat. The spell you use to summon things, it is now, instead of a concentration, a duration for the same amount of time.
Oh my god.
Additionally, you gain the ability to summon in dire variations of the animals that you would normally summon, or you can instead summon one thing unique to the area that will likely be a scary single target.
Oh yeah.
So, like, if you're underwater and you use it, you might be able to summon a giant fuck-off shark. More so than you'd get from, like, a dire shark.
Hell yeah.
Things like that will require me to have some input on, like, what they do. But I'll have to look at, like, hit point things of dire creatures to get a general scale of it. Unless it's a single summon, in which point in time I'll probably be able to pick a number, and it'll be accurate.
Gotcha.
Fucking huge. The concentration got removed and it turned into duration.
I know.
That is fucking
Yeah.
huge. Holy shit.
Listen,
That is...
I wanted to give him a buff.
No, yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying that's fucking great.
He's a full caster. You guys all have a lot of martial pain you can kick out. This puts him on the scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
when
does
all
require
that's said and
attunement. And
Which takes an
attunement
hour.
slots you have only 3 of.
Unless you're an artificer. Because artificers are weird.
Say cheat.
I will have
They
to
do.
unattune something.
Yeah.
You already have full attunement slots? What the fuck?
I gave him some otherwise powerful things, but this fits his style a little more.
Okay.
C.
When that is all said and done and she's done all the explaining and stuff like that, I'm gonna hold up the soul stone and ask, what do you know of this?
Your eyes just kind of go wide. That if you're carrying that around, shit's about to go down. collective shit.
What do you mean?
Those things are interesting, to say the least. What do you know, if anything, of them currently?
I know
we have
it
a
just-
second one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know that.
That tracks. Normally, whenever one gets found, they somehow weave fate to have the other members of the party find additional ones.
The only other thing I know about them is it grants me a immense ability.
Okay, so quick and dirty, because I feel like for some reason there's a timer somewhere, and if you need to, you guys can come back and I might be able to elaborate further, but a lot of it's conjecture because they are not exactly easy to find. Quick basic thing is, that's essentially a kind of sort of living fragment of an ancient war machine, and
Huh.
at the end of the God Wars, with all the crystal things and other stuff that happened, those are the remaining vestiges of that time.
Huh.
It's superstition that says that when one is awakened, it finds the others, and then shit happens. It's very, well, make or break.
And how, as normal, superstition can either be very truthful or very, hearsay. How truthful is this superstition?
Hasn't happened yet, don't fucking know.
Well, at least some part of it is coming true, because shortly after Vashnir found his, I found mine. And I believe there are stories of other members of our extended party over there that I've never met finding one or two. Huh.
I have things I need to consult. I hope you enjoyed your tea. I need to leave.
Can I ask one more question before you go?
Go on.
Do you know how to build a portal to the hells?
What?
Or connect the portal
What?
to the hells?
Why are we talking about my things now?
We will talk on this the next time we meet. I have things to do.
Okay, thank you for the tea. It was great. I'll come
Know
see
where
you
to
again
find me,
eventually.
and she'll kind of pull up a diplomat's pouch. Right, often.
Will do. We're gonna go
Give me
fight
one of
a
those.
giant
not-
slime creature thing.
We're not fighting a giant, we're fighting what you call a guardian. What the hell are you talking about?
It's larger than I am, thus it is giant.
Everything is larger than you.
Then everything is giant.
Okay. They make their leave and just kind of leave the house to defend itself.
It grows bird legs and we all die.
Not yet.
Damn it.
Unless you guys are going to do anything funky inside of her house.
I am not gonna fuck with the
No.
hag's house. No.
No, that doesn't sound like a good idea at all.
That's a bad idea.
I have to go fight Fastner again.
I have to leave it on the table because I never know. Shit might happen.
We're smarter than that.
Drugs.
I know.
You guys get back on your mounts
dumb.
and make your way back up to the skyship. Explaining that you guys are all done. It jumps back into the Sea of Stars for you guys to be heading on your way. They explain it only took a couple hours to get there now.
Oh, joyous day. 2 hours to face our doom. Huh.
Okay, just
Sure will end
because
in doom.
it's heading to 11, is there a late time? Is there a fuck off the game, I need to go to bed?
What day is
Probably.
it?
It's Wednesday.
I'm good.
I'm fine. I don't work tomorrow.
I haven't slept in a good 20 hours.
So it sounds
So-
like you're fine.
Yeah, more or less.
I have work at 10 and I currently feel like shit. So
So
That's
maybe
fair.
save it for next time for you.
I would say do combat next time if
Like if you don't
people
feel
are-
well.
Yeah, because the combat, especially this kind of combat's gonna take a fucking long ass time.
It's gonna be stressful.
I would
Oh, yeah.
appreciate waiting.
All right. So at the very least, I can set the scene and get you guys there. All right. Time comes up. Jodak, you're asked to go back down to the navigator because you do brain thing.
Be smart boy.
Make your
I be
check.
smart boy. Do smart boy things. My check is.
I
Can I
failed.
use a side die?
But you roll.
If you rolled less than a 10, yes.
I have a 6.
Roll a fucking die.
You need a 4 or better.
E6. I have a 5. That's 11.
As you guys were getting closer to this warp point, you could see that a lot of the people were like, okay, battle stations. You heard a lot of little clunking and kind of peering into the like middle deck, like the deck below the top deck. You can see that there's just a bunch of little ballista stations. This is a battleship.
I don't know if it should be stated or not, but Wyvern's staying on ship because we don't need another life form to get taken over.
Probably chained somewhere.
Yeah. Wyvern stay here. Use carpet.
Yeah. So the ship warps in back to the material plane. Above this barren wasteland, off in the distance, you can see the hole. You can also see a number of these huge, like, weird combination, like, not combination. How the fuck do I describe this?
Amalgamation.
Amalgamation's more accurate. Essentially, just for the sake of descriptions, you have a general idea of how Necromorph does, Caleb? Like from Dead Space? Where it's all organic and things are at weird angles and powerful.
Yes.
Take that, make it all black, and then make the predominant shape quadrupedal with some larger bipedal things, and then make one of them, or well, make about half of them, intercut with little green lines that seem to be corrupting them somehow, and the other ones, whenever they take damage, glowing with a light cyan light. And
Oh, son of a bitch.
now make it to where there's about 500 total of them, somewhat nearby. There is violence, but it doesn't seem to be blocking the actual like entrance. Additionally, it doesn't look like anything streaming out, perhaps because of the violence, and they've already streamed out. But the humans are all very much on guard. Guardian's not up top.
Jodak! Or, sorry, I try to stay in character. Thaddeus, you remember the situation we had the first time we went down in here where it was real slick and we had real bad problem?
Yeah.
Ask for a broom.
What? Why do we need a broom?
So you can push the broom in front of you so the slick goes away.
That's not stop.
I know, I fucking hoped, okay? It's gonna be me again in front and all of you following my footsteps.
Floop.
Exactly.
God damn it.
We have a boat. I can just push you in the boat.
Yeah, but the problem remains.
Express delivery.
Express delivery into fucking the mouth of hell. Oh god. Anyway. This is bad. Why did we do this again?
happens
That'll be
next is up to all of you.
fun.
Oh god damn it. And we're sure it's still down there in character and not
Uh,
over there.
no
You
idea.
definitely
It's been a
don't
while.
see it over there.
And speaking of over there, what? The fuck?
Oh yeah, we kind of corrupted some of them and caused a little
No.
war within their hive mind
He's
type
just giving
thing. I
this
think.
explanation off in the background. You can see one of the
It's
larger
gonna get-
bipedal ones, like, turn its arm into this weird, like,
Not gonna
blunt
do that.
blade-looking thing. Stab it into a group of the other ones that then disappear, and then that one becomes significantly bigger.
Oh boy. Was the bipedal one of the corrupted ones or one of the not corrupted ones?
That one is interlaced with green. But as to if
Okay.
that's good, bad, or just as bad as if it was the other thing, shrug.
Well, it's corrupted. That's all we know.
It
Listen,
could-
a red xenomorph
good
will kill
thing.
you.
Yeah, I know. But they're not even red. They're just red so they become differentiated in the fucking comic. They're all just black xenomorphs.
No.
This is why I wanted to stop at Bellinue, by the way.
Why didn't you have us stop in Belnue?
You
I
have what
tried.
you need.
Well, Bellinue would answer questions because Bellinue has the fucking research station for this goddamn place.
Well,
You're right.
everywhere has a research station for this goddamn place. Assuming
Bellinue has been
that,
doing it longer.
no.
Ow.
Attica has been doing it longest, I'm assuming.
Everywhere kind of started at the exact same time. Regardless, you get the idea, researching this place before you go in there or including that in the documents that you got from earlier, that since things have gotten dicey with them fighting each other, the, like, border situation has lightened up a bit, and by a bit, I mean a whole bunch, because they're spending all their time fighting each other. So nowhere's really wanted to excursion inside, because whereas before it was, you're probably gonna die, now it's, you're probably really
Gonna
gonna
die.
die.
You're gonna die.
Because everything's constantly on alert. Angry.
Oh no,
Well-
they're angry.
Adding more living tissue to the hellscape is probably not the best idea, so I believe leaving wyverns here is the best call. So, getting down, I'm assuming you're going to use that carpet of yours that you picked me up on in the first place?
We do have that, don't we?
Yeah.
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 That'd probably be the smart decision.
Might be.
Unless, of course, you want to, jump for it.
How high are we?
Very.
Am I going to slap him for saying that?
You're very high up. Why? To be out of the range of...
Fuck. Oh. Right. Well, we're here, no going back now. Or if anything, this is the only place where we can go back now. Any misgivings? Time to turn around now. I don't think we're going to get a chance later.
One of the black armored individuals will kind of walk by and go, whatever it is you're doing, do it before they start chucking things at us.
Yeah, time to pull out the carpet.
Yeah, let's get it over with. Medina? Are you there? Okay, Vash here. Seems like we're going to be front and center on this fucking thing. How'd it go last time for you?
Slippery.
Are you bringing Bartimus?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he's alive. so he shouldn't be affected by that.
Well, no, it's more a problem of whenever you summon it, it takes on a new form depending on where it is you summon it. And the chances of him getting that thing
Oh.
again are really quite low.
Oh. So he's just left Bartimus summoned this entire time, so he didn't lose it.
Yeah, if you'll recall, the first time you guys were in Bella Nue and he tried to resummon Bartimus, he turned into a big-ass slug
Yeah.
and wandered
Yeah.
into the woods to be eaten by a bird.
Just like, I don't want to be this anymore. Fuck this shit. I think Bartimus was also like one of those fucking water striding spider things at one point too.
That was the first form, and some would argue his true form. I would argue that.
Original form. That's its most important form.
So everybody's getting on their carpet.
Getting on the carpet.
Yep, and I am saving my Word document where I wrote this thing's stats.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be mad at myself.
Yeah. Huh.
You make it sound like it's really bad.
That is. I know we are more combat capable now than we were when we first entered this. And we
I
have
know
a new
it's late.
character. And we have a new character who is more combat capable than Kieran was. But do remember, Kieran was significantly weakening it with his ability.
Yep.
And we
I'm
still
aware.
all almost died.
I'm aware.
Uh-huh.
So, who's helming carpet flying?
The one who probably knows how to fly it.
They're
I.e.
making a
Jodak.
stealth check.
Definitely Jodak. Stealth check. Where is stealth? There is stealth.
Does invisibility hit objects?
I-
As well? Do I have to choose between an object and people, or can I do objects and people at the same time as casting the spell? Because I get one free invisibility per day before it starts taking away my spell slots.
I don't know if invisibility can be cast on an object.
I think it can be. I just don't remember.
Remember.
I mean,
Regardless, what did you
look.
get for your stealth check?
But now that you said you have one ability per day, that reminds me of my one ability that I have per day. So I probably should use that.
Go on, are you going to consult the bone?
Consult the bones. See whether fighting this giant creature thing is a good idea or not.
It's gonna be wheel and woe. I don't know why.
Oh, hold on.
It'd just be straight up, whoa.
He's got to confirm it
That's
first.
right.
So your question is, will fighting this guardian bring about positive results for your party?
Yes.
All right, wheel and woe. You get the
That goes
idea
on
that,
one
yeah,
piece
there's
per day.
probably something there, but it's gonna be dangerous.
Oh my god.
My stealth is 28.
Awesome. You do not bump into one of these things as it is wandering
What?
around.
No. It's fine.
You head back to the strangely familiar rooftop that's buried underneath the ground there and proceed to start making your way in. Are you leaving like a rope and stuff like that, or are you just seeing what the carpet can manage?
I should leave a rope because the rope was really useful in getting us out the last time.
Okay.
I had invisibility wrong. Can't target objects. Actually, no, you can target objects, but you can only target. No, it's only a creature. Never mind. Okay. But you can only target one creature.
Believe it or not, I have a really good handle on the rules and a lot of specifications.
Yeah. I remember there being one thing that you could target multiple people with and stuff like that, but
Gaming. Probably.
possibly.
alright.
Path Without
Figuring
Trace is
on
also one of those.
inside. Getting inside here, whom has the highest passive perception?
Not fucking me.
Joda?
What's
my,
everybody's passive?
Minus
Jonas got a
17.
19.
You got a 17. Jodek's got a 19. What do you got, Medina?
perception's a 13.
Yeah. Is that perception
Yeah.
rolled or passive?
Passive.
Okay. I have the lowest.
Okay. But there are a couple people of higher.
17 and 19. Yeah.
So going forward, eyes and ears peeled, you don't notice anything. And like I said earlier, you can make the assumption that the things that might commonly be in these areas are probably outside fighting the other things at the moment. So the random encounter table worked in your favor, by the way.
Yay. Work for us.
It's been doing that a lot.
Yeah, ever since it tried to kill us with this fucking wyvern group and a
Ever
sea
since
dragon.
Merrick died, everything's been awesome.
After Merrick died, we found a neat set of armor. Then we got
I'm
another neat
not-
set of armor.
Gonna say anything about that.
Okay. Continuing onward into this building, essentially what you're going into seems to be like almost like a skyscraper like building style of sort. It has various relics and accoutrement of an era that can only be described as long past. So like there's a lot of like broken vases, paintings that have long since faded, little corners of the area where just if there was endemic life, you have a feeling there'd be like tons of little spider webs and things like that, but there is nothing here save for those horrible creatures outside.
Amalgamations of flesh.
Yes. And continuing downward down the stairs, it gets a bit tricky to navigate at points, but you guys have a carpet and you're not being, chased. So no rolls are necessary as you manage to make your way down the stairs, maybe leaving a bit of rope here or there just to make things easier on the return trip.
Wasn't a lot of this like crumbled away and whatnot from the last time we were in here?
Yeah.
If I remember, yeah.
But somebody has an infinite spool of rope.
Yeah, fair.
I can just assume.
Also carpet.
Yeah,
Also,
but
carpet.
it's
Carpet's
kind of difficult to
nice.
fit all of you on the carpet sometimes. Just because wide.
I mean, it went from 6 of us to fucking 4 of us, so I think we're good.
Go from 2 small creatures and 2 mediums to 3 small and 1 medium.
Yeah.
But it's not too long before you enter the foyer again. Or some of you for the first time. This is the third time into this place. Each group
Not leaving.
has been different people. There is a like supernaturally smooth, like broken into looking tunnel at
Unless
the base
the
of this
other
foyer.
unless the other group has been here, yeah, it's been 3, but if the other group has been here, then
They
it's
have
been
not.
4. Okay, so it is 3. And I know all 3 groups.
I know 2.
Me. I was first. Kieran and the fucking thing that got him in the problem he was in to begin with.
Oh, I know all 3 then.
Yeah.
At this
Okay.
yawning maw of a portal. Looking maw. It's a fucking cave. Giving it a very, very, very close inspection, you can see that a vast majority of it is some type of black rock, but almost like imperceptibly, except for, those who are really good at perceiving things. You can see a very thin layer of a powder of some sort along the top of this entire construct.
What color is this powder?
It's grayish white in coloration, but it's like I said, almost imperceptible.
I think I was here the last time we were here. Hmm.
Pretty sure that's the stuff that we were having problems walking on.
Powder?
Yeah.
That was slime, wasn't it?
No.
My
Stuff that
memories
made
are
it
all
real.
fixed up.
It made stuff. It made it real slippery. Yeah, but it was all the easier for them to grab it. Grab at us, I should say.
True,
Anyway.
fair enough.
Huh. Big cave. Nothing here yet. Weird powder substance on the roof. What's below us?
Dave.
And we can't see in it?
Well, for one,
With-
I think everybody's doing dark vision, and it looks like cave.
Yeah.
And for two, you'd have to go down there. Unless you just want to take a pickaxe and start digging through this foyer, but God only knows what you'll run into then.
Yeah.
Big enough for carpet. It's fly
Carpet's
down.
not going to fit. This thing's like 2 people on a side max. That's if you're bumping elbows.
But case rope would be better.
This is
Well,
Thaddeus.
yeah.
This is the cave we walked in to get to the bigger cave. This is the fuck
I said it was
cave.
going down.
Yeah, caves go down. Deeper into the
Right.
earth.
Doesn't
What?
just need to be a cliff face. It could
Jesus
just be a slant.
fucking Christ. I'm
Okay,
assuming
no.
Medina and I walk forward.
I don't know, you guys setting up a rope.
I mean, it would be good to tie ourselves off just based on the stories we had last time to each other so we don't get snatched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna find some column and tie the rope around and just fishing line it up.
Yeah.
We have an easier way to get up.
Get out your thing of infinite rope, and you do so.
I thought that was a joke. Oh,
Oh.
shit.
It's real.
Oh, shit.
It's real and secretly the most useful item in the game. Like string, but manly.
Oh. Tie the rope off, tie us to the rope. And then Vashnir and I'm
don't-
assuming.
Hold on. Due to the nature of it, I don't really think you guys can tie yourselves to the rope. Because
Well, we can-
effectively it's coming off of his thing like a spool, and if you tie yourself to it, it's not like other rope where there's an end. You see what I'm getting at?
Well, we could use the one end and loop that around one of us. Loop it again around another one of us, and loop it again around another one of us, and then loop it again around the last one of us, and then tie it off there, and it keeps going.
So what you're saying
Can we
is
not?
don't tie off the rope to whatever it is that you want it to be tied to, and instead loop it around and somehow assume that if you need to climb it, more rope won't just pull out of the bag.
Yes.
I was saying use the end that comes out of the bag, and the bag stays with us, and we just get more rope. Tie the end that comes out of the bag onto something, and then
I swear, if I have to explain rope physics.
if it's infinite rope, one end is going to be infinite, the other end is going to have an end, correct?
Yes.
So you could loop that end around each of our belts, because we all have a belt to hold
Okay.
a number of weird things.
So then the only way you could make that rope then go taut and actually be climbable is if you find something down there to tie it to and pull up all of the slack.
I think we're thinking of two different things, but it's fine.
Not tying yourself to this particular rope seems the wiser idea. If you're going to tie one end of it to that thing back there.
That's fine.
Okay. Let you daisy chain yourselves along. Alrighty. Everybody make a acrobatics check with advantage.
Ropes MVP. Jodek has a 24.
12.
Dirty 20.
And what about the one I'm worried about?
15.
Okay. So, as you start going down this way, Jodak, you've dealt with this before. What?
I'm so glad we got the advantage on that.
Vashner, you step into here and you start to lose your footing, but you kind of brace yourself and it works out. Peon, you're not expecting it. You slip. And you begin to slide down this hallway.
Can I stop him
Can I
from
grab
going
him?
down?
Well, obligatory, what was the marching order?
I believe Vashnir and I are first because we're the marshals.
Marshall mostly.
We're the
Depends on
better
who
marshals.
Well,
You
in
were
that
just a two
case,
with gems.
Rolls
That's
as
the only
written,
difference.
yes. As he begins to leave your combat space, you may make an attack of opportunity against him, and any attack may be a grapple.
So, full caster being
Probably last. Well, actually, no, I should be last because just in case something comes up.
They're probably definitely at least third.
Yeah. So, if I fail, he gets a roll. And by he, I mean Vashnir.
But you get to make a... Would you rather take an athletics check or a touch attack?
If the touch attack can go off my dex, I would rather take the touch attack.
And make a touch attack. Efficiency index.
19 on the die, plus 5, plus
All right.
proficiency.
As you begin to slide away, Peon, you are grabbed around the shoulder of your cloak. And put back up on your feet.
Thank you.
No problem. Just, it is very slick. Do try to be careful. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that again. I nearly lost my own footing. And if more of us fall, well, things get hairy.
Continuing forward in the darkness of the cave, this place kind of sucks to walk in. It's at just enough of an angle and the floor is just slick enough to where if you ever aren't paying attention, you know it will just carry you away.
Take you. Yeah, it'll just take you.
But after you travel for a while, Vashnir, you once again come upon a somewhat familiar hole.
Just the one we ran up to get the fuck out of here.
Just
Oh,
very
God.
dully in the background as you're in the quiet of this cavern. You all begin to hear almost a heartbeat time thud, very, very faintly.
You said there's a faint thud.
What?
You said there's
Very
a faint
thudding that sounds like
Yeah.
like a heartbeat.
It's just an atmospheric thing to unsettle people at this point. But there definitely feels like there's something large somewhere.
Well, Vashnir, you know where you're going. You've been here before. Lead the way. Also,
Time to follow the thudding.
I'm not just saying that because you have the most health, the most AC, and the best defense.
make it over to the hole, and you now have a bag full of rope. You can either bring out the amount that you think will reach the bottom, or just toss the bag down there and try to remember to grab it.
It's
Really,
Peon's
you'll have
bag.
time.
Peon's bag. He gets to decide what happens to it.
Yeah, it's his bag.
We can just throw it down the hole.
Right on.
All right.
Toss it down there. It lands with a dull. At the point of impact, you can. Whereas before Vashnir and Jodak, whenever something disturbed it, you would see a little flash of cyan. You now see just a flash of green. It spreads for a moment, and then once again returns to blackness.
It didn't find the life. Oh, that's fucking weird. Me no
We decided to
like.
turn over a new leaf and become good.
Oh, you shut the fuck up. Well, sitting around here all day isn't going to do us any good. Let's get this over with. Kick this thing's ass and go home. Well, you're home.
At this
Time to go
point in
down?
time, I just need confirmations of actions.
I'm going down at pretty much at the same time, if not a little bit behind Vashnir.
Going down.
Sitting down the rope.
I shall follow suit.
Beyond being full caster can stay up here if he really wanted to, I think.
We just stay very far away and not have to worry about life and limb and death.
That's the beauty about having about being a full caster, especially when you have very little health compared to the marshals. If you have a lot of marshals in your group, you could just stay the fuck away and blast to your heart's content. That's the beauty, but it's up to you. You can do whatever you want.
I feel like being together will be more beneficial than me being up here.
Fair enough.
Very well. Everyone travels downward as you impact the ground. Those of you that haven't been here before, it's weird. Wherever you impact, you can see this little, like, very dim light just spread from the point of impact and go off and across the walls. The ground itself is more or less composed of these little ball things that are very, it's almost like a spider's web in the amount of stickiness that it has. You get the feeling that if you were to actually, like, fall here, it'd be bad news bears. Mechanically, this means that this place is difficult terrain and everything's halved, unless you have something to bypass it or can just, ignore webs.
I don't think mobile gives you ignoring difficult terrain stuff.
Yeah, it does.
It does? Cool. I ignore
When you
difficult.
dash. Specifically.
Yeah.
But as you are all down here, probably readying yourselves for combat, you can see the green light kind of coalescing off in a corner of this big semicircular empty chamber. As they do so, you kind of see a shape kind of rising from this web-like apparatus. It has too many limbs, but it seems to have 6 primary leg things. The head of it looks kind of like a dragon if the dragon's half their head melted. Rising off in these weird little feeler-like configurations are these 2 arms that it has that just seem like horrible bludgeoning instruments. And attached to said arms, there's this pointy thing that, at the very least, Jodak and Vashni remember, if that hits you, it's going to take away your life force and feed it back to it. But the
Good
main
times,
difference
good times.
between last time and this time is last time, this thing had more of a, oh, something's going on, I'll better go deal with it type thing about it. It's a terrifying creature and it's built for violence, but it didn't seem particularly like enthusiastic.
Look at him.
Now it
Look at him.
does.
But now, as you are getting a look at this creature and it is looking back at you, it's faster than before. It's livelier than before. And as it lets out a bellow that causes the chamber to vibrate slightly, I'm going to have to call session there. And we will pick up next time at initiative.
With initiative. Welcome to the Pain Dome!
Best decision ever.
I think that's accurate. I really don't think that's accurate.
So, anything for
don't
closing
discount
before
three.
I cut off the recording? Dreaming still.
We're all
Drink
gonna
your water.
die.
Drink your water. There. Alrighty.
Are you expecting death?
Boy.
I'm not expecting this to go well.
We're
But
not even gonna fucking level up from this fucking fight.
that's sadly true. But we'll deal with this next time. So until then, bye.
Bye.
Ah.
A laser's less than